There you go. So it's the SEC Growth ModelOps staff meeting for May 10th or May 11th if you're in APAC. So somebody want to verbalize news event number 1? Doesn't have a name on it. Maybe the summary of it.
I got it. And this is me. I am guilty of copying and pasting this from the development staff meeting agenda. This is an overall change to what talent acquisition is asking us to do related to scorecards. So this is important for all of us to be aware of. Basically, the point of this is to try to minimize the amount of bias managers may be injecting into hiring decisions through scorecards themselves. And so that's so that's the sorry, I was reading as questions came up, as questions were coming in. So we're trying to reduce bias in interview feedback, and it's basically a big change for how it's a change for how we can go about doing this. And so I know I'm butchering this particular summary of it, but what questions do folks have?
I'm trying to search in the handbook what the TMR is. Team member relations. Yeah, that's the one I found. Wayne didn't.
I was thinking total market rewards, but I may be making up a team name.
That's the one I found. I found a page full of TMR mentions, but in no way it says what a TMR is. So I think we need that Elon Musk email to everyone, like stop using initials, just write the damn thing down. Don't know if you're all familiar with it.
Maybe. By the way, Tiago, I haven't seen the coffee mug with the mustache.
Oh yeah, just for you, Wayne.
Thank you. When Tiago, look, he's got a mustache now. I don't know. I get entertained by the silliest things. Thanks for bringing this. Thanks for moving this over from the other doc, Thomas. So an FYI on a change to anti-abuse and growth announced earlier today. So I'm not going to read through that in detail, but just noting it. Looks like Thomas, you got big rock hot issue number 1.
Yeah. All righty. Lots of things here. So let's talk FIPS for a minute. So the initial audit is done. There is another one that has been scheduled for the 23rd of June. There has been one finding that came out of this that is going across every section and every group in the product. And it's about MD5 usage. And they're wanting to get that out of the product. And so as a result of that particular finding, there were issues spun up per section, which I have converted into an epic and distributed one issue for every single group. And so that's what this is all about. Because the next audit is the 23rd of June, and because part of the audit involves a demo, I believe done by Connor, showing that all of the analyzers are running in FIPS mode, there's a request that we do in each group an audit to see if this if we're using MD5 anywhere, and if so, can we get it out and execute on that. I went ahead and put it in 15.1. I've also pinged all of the product managers because of this, and so that's the so that's the gist of what's kind of come down the pipe out of the FIPS audit itself. I'll pause in case there's questions.
I got one. I see the Epic recommends SHA-256. Is
Yep.
SHA-1 acceptable? I'm asking because the UID that we use for tracking vulnerabilities is UID v4, which I believe uses SHA-1 behind the scenes. Oh.
Can I request you? Yeah. And ping Connor on the question.
I'm putting on the spot. Apologies.
No, put Connor, ping Connor. I'm trying to remember. I know that this has been covered in the AMA with the firm we put on retainer to help us through this particular process. I don't remember the specific answer. Minimally, if we're going to be using SHA-1, even if it is for hashing rather than cryptographic purposes, I know we're going to have to document its usage and where and how it is used. So if that was a documentation item that we did not have previously, we're going to have to get that into the markdown document itself that they're walking through for the audits. Okay, and because I just realized that I didn't include a full line here, the reference to the FedRAMP working group agenda. So we've got that epic for all things related to getting SEC ready for FIPS. If it's not specifically related to this upcoming audit, it is I've been requested to get all of those issues out over into the prep for FedRAMP readiness, which will be happening later this year. So FIPS is the current pit stop on the way to FedRAMP, which is one of those top 12 projects that we've been hearing about for this particular fiscal year. So that's what that is related to, and that is also where this note for when the next FIPS audit came out of. So Connor sent that to me this afternoon. So. All right. If there's no questions, I'll proceed on to hallway since I've got the next 3 or 4. Okay. Next item from hallway. There is a Slack channel that was created long ago, back in the days of yore, of 2019, for hiring within Secure. Olivier's in it. I'm in it. Christopher's in it, and I think that might be it. There is a dev hiring channel. There is ops hiring channel. Should we resurrect this one and expand it to SEC or include SEC, ModelOps, and growth, or what have you, as a private channel for conversations about candidates with recruiting?
I'm a no. Nobody asked me directly, but that's my opinion.
Yeah.
We could use the dev hiring management. Sorry, Olivier.
No,
Go ahead.
That was what suggested there. I think 6 months ago when I started to have the need for more synchronous discussion around a few of my applications, basically between me, the recruiter, director, and maybe the sourcer. This is a kind of conversation that can create a lot of noise in more public channels. So that's why I suggested to maybe revive that one. But we decided to move the conversation to the public channels. But in the end, I think we didn't. I recall we created a few DM or private channels and then, so maybe there is a need.
The people that you're DMing, you might be able to reach them in dev hiring management, which is private. It adds a bit of noise, but you create a thread and the people interested will follow that thread. Yeah. Just a suggestion. I haven't had the need. It's a need for you, but it doesn't make a difference if it exists for me. Just a suggestion.
It's fair enough. I mean, I would interpret a dev hiring management for be the dev section rather than development, hence the question. And so that's
and I don't know why I'm there. You should be there as well.
I am there. I just don't, but it felt like I was intruding into dev questions, dev section questions and commentary rather than for stuff that's specific to us. So I wanted to ask. And the catalyst for this is in the very next item. All right. All right. So so I'm hearing no and close as secure hiring down?
I think you heard a yes and a no, right? Olivier said yes.
I'm fine closing it. If we are fine, moving the conversation to the other private channel. Works for me.
I haven't seen that channel used since in 2.5 years. I forgot it existed. It's
Sounds like a safe choice.
Okay. All right. Close the channel down. Never mind. Okay. All right. The catalyst for this is because of so there's a every 3-week recruiting sync that happened this past week. We're still working with Riley as a recruiter in SEC. However, he was taking this opportunity to introduce us to DL Cuffle, who, and from what he was saying, she's been here. She's been with GitLab a month. She may be taking over as the recruiter for SEC. As such, she said she was going to be scheduling coffee chats with all EMs in the section. So if you're wondering if you get a meeting request from her, that's who it is. She's trying to get to know more about what we do, what tech we use, kind of candidates are successful, and so forth, as she begins to spin up on hiring itself. She is in Denver, Colorado. So she and Neil are neighbors, from best I can tell. And
must be. I'll check her out.
All right,
That's cool.
so
How do you pronounce her first name again?
DL.
DL. Okay.
Yeah, I asked. So
did I. Yeah.
Yes.
Even though I probably heard it a moment ago.
Yeah. So anyway, if a coffee chat comes from her, that's what it's about. She is potentially and maybe probably our new recruiter for SEC. Right. Last hallway item I have, new error budget calculation method. Friendly reminder that we need to opt into it. We're batting 500 right now. If everybody will forgive the baseball metaphor.
You've got a green dashboard, Tiago?
Oh, it since ever, the whole time, 13 sites never had a green dashboard. I want to keep it for one milestone, and then I'll break it again. I promise.
So,
give the team a win and reason to live, and then we'll break it again.
Right.
It won't be horrible. I saw the estimate, but it will go right again.
Yeah.
Cool. I'm
there.
going to stop the recording since
Yeah.
the last topic is confidential.